Volume's working.
Hey, Miss Pat,
Hey there.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to close a bunch of stuff, so bear with me
O-
just a second.
Okay, I was just speaking. Can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, I'm muted. Hang on one second.
Okay, you're fine. I'll go ahead and get back to mute. Just want to say hey.
Guys, we've got a few minutes, but go ahead and put your name and organization in the chat box, please. I'm gonna run grab my coffee and I'll be right back. I'm meeting with Ben. I have been to text him, make sure he's going to be my phone. To meet about the thing, the secretary of budget is week before I do it. And then, you know, that I'm working on the future, then he might be kind of weed like that. We don't Hey, Miss Devlin, Miss Ginger. Miss Andrea and Crystal. Looks like Crystal's still trying to get some audio. If you haven't already, put your name and organization in the chat box. I used the one that you had. That's the one I just used, Mhm.
Pat, I like how you're the only one brave enough to show your face this afternoon.
Honey, and I don't want to. It's just because I need to screen share. Yes, in fact, I was about to make sure that everybody can see my screen real quick, so. Everybody see that cute little lady?
Yep.
Those two ladies? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. In fact, Katie, your name came up in a lunch I was at over at the food mill earlier. We were talking about outreach and those kinds of things with some folks, other folks from the community.
Hopefully it was in a good way.
It was talking about how, you know, sometimes the access means the person being able to get where the food is being given out.
Yeah.
Okay, we got about 4 minutes. Don't see our guest speaker here yet, so hopefully she'll be logging on in just a minute. Hey there, Miss Tiffany. Hey, Liz. We'll start in about 3.5 minutes.
Good job, Devlin. That's so nice and professional.
All right, we got about 2 minutes. And yes, we were talking about someone walking and texting and running into something. Guess it would help if I unmuted when I said, hey, Caitlin. And Catherine. Awesome. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds, guys, and we'll get started.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
All right, we got about 30 seconds and we'll get a rolling here. If you
All
haven't
right.
already, guys, please put your name and organization in the chat box. And if you're not talking, if you can please mute so we don't have a lot of background noise, that'd be great. And we'll get started in about 15 seconds.
And everyone knows that I learned the hard way that when you first join the chat into Zoom, that you're not muted. So be sure and mute as soon as you log on.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen really quickly and we'll get started. There we go. And where I want to be. I'll move this over here. Yes, you can go get your glasses so you can see. And how that is.
Literally doing that as we speak.
Yeah. All right. Welcome everyone for the October Housing Navigation Meeting. We have some guest speakers today to talk about supported employment. So we're going to actually get started with them in just a moment. We're going to have a couple other things on our agenda talking about referrals for last month, some updates if anyone has any upcoming events, some resource links, and then we'll wrap it up. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our friends Caitlin and Catherine from Briggs and Associates. Briggs and Associates is a supportive employment company that's been around for quite a while, and I'm going to let those ladies introduce themselves. If you have something you want to share or whatever, I can give you control or whatever. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so we can watch you and whatever you got. So take it away.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Like Pat said, my name is Catherine Andrews, and sitting next to me, but we decided to do separate logins so we weren't pushing our heads together. Caitlin is sitting right next to me, and we are two of the three case managers for Briggs and Associates, which is a supported employment company. We are based out of Roswell, but our team, our Columbus team, lives and works in Columbus, so we're not 2.5 hours away. We're here in Columbus, and you know, just like the description says, we're supported employment. We're job coaches. We help clients who have fit under the categories of either having a mental health diagnosis or a developmental or intellectual disability diagnosis. And we meet the client where they are. It's a voluntary program. They can enter and leave the program whenever they feel like. We hope they stay with us for a long time, because we're a little bit different than other supportive employment agencies in that we work with the client for as long as they want the support. So once they have the job, we continue supporting them in the workplace. We cater to each individual person. Some people need support that looks like, 15-minute check-in at work once a week, and then maybe a 30 to 45-minute visit in the home or somewhere else to check up on how things are going, all the way to other individuals that might need some more support on the job, learning tasks, working towards independence. And we support that person for as long as they want support. I think that the longest client we have as a member has been with us for about 15 years. So we start the client wherever they are, from everything from resumes, job searching, interview skills, going on the interview with the client, and continuing on after they have the job. And we are a state-funded organization. And I love working here. I've been here for just over a year. Caitlin's been here for about 7 or 8 months, I believe. And trying to think of other relevant information. Something that's important is that this programming is provided at no cost to the individual. That is important. I know that's a concern for some people. Another concern is how will, once I get the job, how will it affect my SSI or SSDI benefits? We are not SSA experts in Social Security Administration information. I'm a moderate expert at this point, but we do connect our clients and assist them with phone calls to the agency to gather information about their specific cases so we can put their minds at ease about how that SSI and SSDI may be affected by employment. So I hope that was pretty good covering of information. Do you have any other pieces to add? Oh, yes.
Right. If we're going to open it up to some questions, but if we
Sure.
could start with some things like, so if we have a client who has a severe persistent mental illness that we think might qualify for your program or might be helped by your program, what's the process look like? How do we get that started and those kinds of things, please?
Sure, great question. I put all of my information in the chat that has my email address, my phone number. If anyone forgets all of that, just type in BriggsandAssociates.org. Is it .com? .org? .org. I always mix that up. .org. And on our website, at the bottom of the website is a button you can click to begin the referral process. And they will get you in touch with us down here to start that. And we will meet the client again, wherever they are, we'll meet the client and gather some basic information. One of the primary pieces of information that we would need to get the ball rolling in terms of funding would be a copy of the person's diagnosis on a medical type of letterhead, a doctor's letterhead. And then we get the process going from there. I actually completed intake with a new person this morning, and I met her about a week and a half ago. So we were able to get that process rolling pretty quickly. I'm really, really happy to say.
Okay. And we will send, if it's okay with you, when we send out our slides and our recording and all, we will post your contact information in the PowerPoint.
Please do.
We'll have it going forward as well.
Absolutely.
So how many do you have any providers that you're working with as employers that you're working with in Columbus now? Do you have providers that are more willing to work with clients who may have an employment coach than not? Or tell us a little bit about what that looks like, if you will.
So Caitlin, do you want to answer this one? This one?
So I have a pretty big range of people in the school district, as well as a lot of retail. We mostly go off of, they tell us what they want to do, what their be, and we cater our job searches to that. So we kind of employers that are more understanding and willing to work with us. And that's how we get our people the employment that they want people. Like I said, in the school district, the botanical gardens range.
Okay. Awesome. So it's more of a client-centered approach to seeking the employer versus the employer needs somebody, then you go find the client. Is that correct?
Yes. We, in every sense of the word, we cater to the client and what they want. If one day they say, I absolutely want to do nothing else but work in a restaurant, that's what I want to do, let's do that, then I'm looking at that direction. If 2 weeks later they say, well, we did some interviews and I tried that job for a few days and I've realized it just doesn't work for me. I do need to change over. I would like to look into working in an office. Then we go in that direction. So it is a very self-directed program, and we are always seeking to create really strong working relationships with larger businesses in the city, such as St. Francis Hospital or Piedmont Hospital System, where we can employ a number of clients that have an interest in hospital-related work or administrative type work. What was I gonna? I had something else I was gonna say, and it just popped out of my head. I'm sorry. We tried to rent a room in the library, and they were all full. So I apologize if you're hearing background noise from Panera. Because our offices are parked in the parking lot. We are completely mobile. So when we say that we go where the person is, we truly mean it.
Mhm.
So
Anytime you need
yes.
a space to meet with somebody, you're more than welcome to come over, and we'll find a table and a chair and something to write with. So you're more than welcome to come join us anytime.
Okay, well, I will not be afraid to take you up on that offer.
And
Oh,
we do
and
Go ahead.
I would definitely love to take you up on that offer. I will probably be asking that favor a few times. That was another thing I wanted to emphasize in terms of the jobs, that these are real jobs for real people, for real pay. We're not providing sort of setups or contracts with businesses where the person is paid a lower rate and there's some sort of thing worked out in that way. So the person is really interviewing to work for, let's say, Panera. They're interviewing to work at Panera, pay their taxes, receive a Panera paycheck, the whole picture.
Gotcha. Awesome. Which Panera are you at, by the way?
Oh, Macon Road.
It's my favorite one, but anyway.
and I also chose a very unhelpful background choice.
Yeah, we were sort of giggling over here about your backdrop, but
Can I put like?
Yeah, right. There you go.
Sorry about that.
It is what it is, but I think that's what we've all learned to do over the past couple of years. We've learned to be flexible and go where we have to go and make it happen.
Yes.
So any questions we have for Catherine, Caitlin, to see how we can all collaborate and help folks get, increase their income through employment and help maybe increase their self-sufficiency going forward. Any questions for the ladies, the 2K ladies?
Yes, Pat. Hey, it's Ginger. I have a quick question. So do you all advocate for the client? Like we deal with a lot of kind of severe mental health that do want to work. Are you able to go with them to like an interview and maybe be the bridge between them and the employer?
Yes,
if need be.
Yes, we absolutely are. That is why we take the word support very seriously. We are there on the job supporting the person for as long as they would like the support. We are creating, not only helping with support of learning how to do the job, but we are there creating what we call natural supports within the workplace, is seeing that coworker that takes an extra moment to show that person show the client how to do something again, or seeing that manager who just has a really easygoing attitude and really create natural supports so that when that person starts to become more independent and we can sort of fade into the background a bit more, that they have those natural supports there. But we definitely support all of that. We'll be in the interview with the person if they want us to. Other people would like us to sit in the car while they're in the interview because maybe they're not quite ready to tell their employer, I have a job coach or I have a disability. So we really cater to the individual. So yes, definitely ongoing support in whatever way the person needs, because some people just go right to the job and they're ready to do it and it's great. They just need to talk about it after work and talk about their stresses and their nervousness, and then occasionally have us sit down with their manager if there's a concern. So it's whatever level of support that is going to help that person succeed.
Thank you so
I
much.
have
This
a-
is so great.
I have a question for you too. This is Tiffany. Do you just do like one-on-one type coaching, or would you be willing to possibly sit with like a group of our ladies, for example, like our phase 2 clients that are just going out looking for jobs and things like that?
Tiffany, explain a little bit about your program for Catherine and Caitlin, please.
Okay, so our program, The House of Time, our in-house, we actually have 3 separate programs. We have transitional housing, permanent supportive housing, and rapid rehousing. And for our transitional housing program, our ladies, there's 4 phases that they go through before completing the program. And in phase 2 is when they are able to independently go out and search for jobs. Some of them they go to the Goodwill Center to help with like their resumes and stuff like that, and the Success Center and places like that. And then they go just, inside places, or even some of them look online as well. But we do have a few nervous comes down in a job interview. And I think it would be very helpful for them to talk with maybe a job coach, something that we really don't offer to our clients per se, but we love to outsource. So if y'all could like come in and possibly do either one-on-one sessions with some phase 2 clients, or maybe do it in a group setting, we could definitely set something up like that.
Yeah, I think we could definitely set something up like that. If you can send either Caitlin and I a text or an email or whatever, I think that would be great. And I know that Pat knows Kristen Barker with Better Work Columbus. I know she was working on trying to get another class set up, and I know she does a series of classes. It's like a work preparation course. So that's another resource, but definitely please send a message to Caitlin or I, or group text us, and we will get that going. That sounds like a great idea.
Awesome. Thank you.
Wonderful. Anybody else before we wrap it up with these 2 ladies? All right. Again, we will attach your information to the PowerPoint that we send out to everyone. We will include you in that distribution as well. And again, we meet like, yes. Okay, maybe I thought someone was saying something. We meet like this.
Oh, I was saying great.
Oh, okay. The first Tuesday of every month at 3 o'clock. So anytime, you're more than welcome to join us. We are trying to push to more of an in-person meeting. So we're encouraging folks to start coming back to attend. So what we'll start doing is once a quarter, we will not have a Zoom option once a quarter. It will be an in-person option only. And as we try and phase back into, and it may be the format that we go with going forward. But we do want to be able to collaborate.
That would be
together. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that would be wonderful to be on that. If Caitlin and I could be on that email that goes out from Denise, letting us know when it's the first Tuesday
at 3
at
o'clock.
3. Okay.
Yep, and we will be glad to include you in it and going forward. So thank you, and just hang out with us if you'd like, or go have some of the. Do they have this butternut squash soup at Panera yet? They do, don't they?
That is
I
the
don't
best,
know.
my favorite.
I don't know. I'm just too busy thinking how to block this
But,
view.
yeah, so
here.
yeah, stay with us if you'd like.
Yes, thank you. I will.
Okay, cool, awesome. Denise is telling me we need Caitlin's email address. If you'll put it in the chat box, please. We have yours, Catherine. I'm gonna go back to sharing the screen so I don't go off somewhere. Thank you there, Caitlin. All right. Let's keep moving here. If my computer will cooperate. I told you to resume, come on. All right, we're just gonna take it last way and keep moving. Let's talk about the referrals for September from coordinated entry. There were 179, I almost said 29, 179 coordinated entry events for the month of September. And you can see the breakdown here. At the end of this week, we will send out to everybody their list from last month to make sure that everyone received their referrals and that we're following up on those in a timely fashion. You can see that the majority of them were rapid rehousing referrals, with 18 being prevention. Unfortunately, we get lots of calls for prevention, but prevention is the ones that require coordinated entry referral are through DCA, and the guidelines of those are very strict that many times the client doesn't qualify until it's too late. Emergency housing voucher, again, there was only 8 referrals for that in the month of September. Those emergency housing vouchers are winding down. The numbers, there were 43, if you'll remember, that were allotted to the Housing Authority of Columbus, 29 to the Phoenix City Housing Authority, and everybody's probably on their last 25% of those that are available. Those are renewable and those kinds of things, but it's a one and done kind of opportunity. So those will be winding down shortly. There was a couple of referrals for our folks over at Hopwa. And here is how the rapid rehousings broke down for the month of September. And prevention, I'm sorry. Is it not moving?
Moving on mine.
All right, hold on. We're having problems, technical difficulties here in our office. So hang on.
Moving here.
Do what?
It's moving for me.
Well, Charles, you know what? It's moving for Katie.
I love it.
Okay, so we had several referrals for our folks over at Salvation Army for their family sheltering program. Thank you, Sandina and folks. So prevention those were all sent to Home for Good for the ESG CV, the 18 that were there. So I forgot to put in here the slide that says announcements and updates from agencies. So I'm going to stop sharing and ask who's got something coming up, who's got an event coming up, who's got a fundraiser coming up, who's got a new employee, who's having a new grandbaby, what else is going on that you want to share with folks in the community.
Hey, Pat, it's Ginger again. So we're not actually hosting this event, but we're going to be, we're not facilitating the event, but we're going to be hosting it. It's the Big Path Conference. It's going to be at Safe House Ministries, October 25th. I believe it's from 7:30 to 2:30. Be lots of different vendors. I'm sure a lot of people are already familiar, but that will be October 25th. And that's going to be something that's really exciting. And I think will be beneficial to our clients.
Thank you for pointing that out, Ginger. In fact, we will add the flyer for that event to the packet that we send out from today's meeting. So that'd be great. Yeah, it's gonna, the PATH teams, apparently there are like 10 PATH teams across the state of Georgia. And for those of you who are not familiar, PATH is the outreach arm for those, it's an outreach team for those with severe and persistent mental illness. I always have a hard time saying that. And it's going into the community to get those folks to engage in services and trying, and these are homeless or at risk of homelessness individuals and or families, and getting them to engage in services to end that homelessness or to prevent them from becoming homeless. So there are going to be 10 teams from across the state. They're expecting about 50 PATH team members from across the state to come. Like Ginger said, they'll be here the 25th, 26th, and 27th. To have we'll have an event at Safe House on that Tuesday, which is the 25th. They'll also be doing some volunteer work. Those PATH members and some other community members will be doing some volunteer work in the community on that day. And then there will be some speakers about transitioning from homelessness to housing, the role that mental illness and or substance abuse plays in homelessness. And one of the guest speakers for the conference is our very own Marjolina Remington of Feeding the Valley. So she'll be speaking about making transitions from homelessness to housing and to success, and then becoming the person who gives back to the community. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. But thank you, Ginger, for bringing that up. Anybody else? Katie, nothing going on over there?
Same old, same old. Nothing
Same
new.
old, same old. Yep. Same old, same old. All righty, as we're moving along, let me just look at my little slides here. Oh. We have some information. Oh, let me share it here. And this is some of it is the same links to the health department websites on COVID-19, because those do get updated quite regularly. Some information here about testing and those kinds of things. And hold on, stop. I know what the problem was. It was the wrong one was up there. That's why it was having a problem. So hang on one second. Let me get back up here. There we go. That's why we were having a problem. And then also a couple of other things. The health department on wheels. I don't know if any of you are getting those emails. We will attach the flyer for this week onto this PowerPoint, where the health department takes its mobile unit and goes around and does testing, vaccinations, and all kinds of other stuff. We'll also send out the flyer for the Food Meals Tuesday Pantry. It's on Tuesdays from 4 to 6. You can go to the food meal on 2nd Avenue and receive fresh produce. And that's once a month that a family can go and take part in that. First at First is a town hall series that we host here at First Presbyterian on the first Sunday of every month. First Presbyterian is located at 1100 First Avenue. And the topic this coming month, November the 6th, is going to be something that is near and dear to all of our hearts. Something we battle with every day in meeting the needs for our clients. It's food insecurity. Ben Moser from the United Way will be moderating the discussion. We will have guest speakers. Katie Byers from St. Anne's will be there. Olivia Amos from the Food Mill will be there. Who else was coming? If I can remember. Keith from Mercy Med Farm has not yet confirmed, and the invites have gone out to folks over at Feeding the Valley as well. That's going to be an interesting conversation about a look at globally what's being done, community-wide, and then what each of our local organizations or neighborhoods even are doing. So look forward to seeing folks at that. And then of course, every third Thursday of every month, we have vote writers here at our office, at the Home for Good office, again at 1100 First Avenue, for the ID clinic. usually have 2 or 3 participants that are here each month. Sometimes we have as many 7. It just averages about 2 to 3. And the folks are in and out in probably 30 minutes and can get their ID, their social security card, and their birth certificate. Catherine and Caitlin, I don't know if we mentioned it to you when we met before. If you have folks who need to go to work but are having trouble getting those, we can collaborate on how that works. Vote Riders also goes to the Safe House locations and many of our other partner agencies across the community. So there's somebody working on almost every day of the week at a location, making sure that someone has access to get their ID, driver's license, and birth certificate. Anything else before we get going, guys? Because that's it for me. 30 minutes. All right. We'll let it stay open for about 45 seconds. If you have not put your name and number, your name and organization in the chat box, please do so. Do so now. I'm trying to read. Do so. Yeah, do so. See, I can't read and talk. And we'll talk with all of you later. Thanks.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you, Pat, so much. Thank you, everyone, for letting us present today.
Thank you.
Not you waving with your camera off.